Lisa Neumann, the solo leader after 18 and 36, and sharing the lead heading into the final round of the first major of the year. And this earlier, her second out of the third, 406-yard par 3. And Lisa Neumann. Beautiful shot right there, Judy Rankin.
Hardest hole on the golf course this week.
She would make birdie there to move to 5 under. And the defending champion, Annika Sorenstam, looking for the 4th major title of her career. This Annika now on the tee at 5, 165 yards.
Firm green and 8-iron.
And so Sorenstam, who also began the day at 4 under, along with Lisa Neumann, would make birdie there. And then on to the 6th. This for the lead.
Over water from the tee, over water to the green.
And Sorenstam at 6 under par as they are vying for the title here at the Kraft Nabisco Championship. As we move to the par 3/8, the tee shot for Annika Sorenstam, and Bill Kratzert is out there.
And Roger, 6-iron. Boy, she is really in control of her game, and the distance control has been excellent today.
The other player who shared the lead heading into this final round, Kari Webb, has dropped a shot back to 3 under and trails our leader Sorenstam by 3 at the moment. Rosie Jones seeking that first major title, 2 off the pace. Some young players doing awfully well in this first major of 2002. As we go now to Lisa Neumann, 1 off the lead, this out at 8.
And Roger also going with the 6-iron. Lisa pretty long with these irons. Has to get up over a little shelf right there.
So Sorenstam has a 1-shot lead in the final round. ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, and the LPGA welcome you to final round coverage of the first major of the year, the Kraft Nabisco Championship. Well, high atop the San Jacinto Mountains here in Southern California, great view of the Coachella Valley down below Mission Hills Country Club, where the LPGA's fans are vying for their place on the Wall of Champions. And the first major in 2002, the Kraft Nabisco Championship. Final round coverage here on ESPN2, and then later today we'll move to ABC Sports. Currently temperature 85 degrees, supposed to get up into the low 90s. Just a slight breeze out of the east-southeast at 8 to 10 miles per hour. Perfect scoring conditions. And we have seen this young lady, Koch, so far today really play some great golf. This for birdie, and Koch now moves to 5 under on her round. 4 under for the championship and just 2 off the lead. So Koch, who went out in 32, getting off to a good start on the backside at the par 5 11th. As we move back to the 8th, the par 3, and Lisa Neumann lining up this long birdie putt.
And Roger, pretty much the same putt that Kari Webb just had. There's a, as I spoke, there's a little bit of a shelf. There's a slope that she has to come up and over. Trying to judge the pace. That's the key to this putt.
Good solid effort right there by Neumann, who has a home right here at Mission Hills Country Club. Judy spends a lot of time here during the offseason, particularly this last offseason.
Her touch has been very good with long putts this week. I think she hasn't stressed herself a lot with those 4, 5, and 6-foot second putts, and that may in part be local knowledge.
Has played a lot of golf here during the offseason. Honorary member here at Mission Hills. So she has some, indeed, some great local knowledge of this very demanding golf course. And for par, so Lisa remains at 5 under as we move to 9 here at Mission Hills. This 508-yard par 5, and Lori Kane has this putt for birdie. 1 under on her round today, 2 under for the championship, and the arm goes up.
And she turns in 34, which is just the kind of front nine that she needed today.
So Lori Kane is at 3 under. Lori in search of that Kraft Nabisco Championship title as we go to our leader, Annika Sorenstam.
And Roger, we talk about the struggles that she's had with the putter. She's only had 10 putts through 7 holes, so I don't know if she found something out on the putting clock last night, or maybe she's just reading them just a little bit better.
Well, you know, Bill, 94 putts in the first 3 rounds, and among the leaders, only Beth Daniel has had more putts. So obviously, you know that after every round, she's working on something, and obviously has figured something out. Judy, we talked yesterday about her hand position.
After the final round in Phoenix, where she lost the tournament eventually in a playoff to Rachel Teskey, putted very poorly that day. She said that she had discovered that her hands were falling behind the ball. When she got them back up even, she started stroking the ball well again.
And so close for birdie there.
What a good putt there.
At 8, huh? Well, that's a solid effort by Annika Sorenstam. Let's take a look, Judy, at the putting average going back to 97.
Well, if you look at those years that are over that 30 mark, 30 putts in a round, and you consider the record that she amassed over those years, it had to have been just extraordinary ball striking, which we all know we've witnessed. Putting has never been her strength.
Lorena Ochoa, the young amateur from Mexico, this at 10. This for birdie, 2 under on her round today. Had it to 4 under before a bogey at 9. And this young lady plays her college golf at the University of Arizona. Showed well in Tucson last week, a 5th place finish there. Right now, Ochoa stands in 5th place. Final round of the Kraft Nabisco Championship, and the defender leads it by 1. Out at 9, 508-yard par 5, Lisa Neumann.
Roger, a dog leg, 90-degree dog leg right at the turn. You just want to try to get something out just short of the bunker. Put it in the fairway. I don't think this par 5 is reachable for these players today. A little different wind direction.
And before she played, Annika Sorenstam.
And also going with the fairway metal. Actually want to hit something about 220, 225.
And Billy also wearing some very interesting red shoes today. On this
pretty spiffy, aren't they? Pretty spiffy.
Whatever works. And Kari Webb.
Actually a great round yesterday. Certainly think that would be a carryover. This is a little bit of a block to the right, trying to turn back a little bit. So all 3 players find the fairway here at 9, Raj.
Kari Webb, the low round of the championship yesterday, a 5 under 67 to get herself a share of the lead heading into the final round.
Becky Iverson.
So Iverson's birdie attempt just slides by. Becky began the day at 3 under, had it to 4, but then a bogey at 6 and another at 8 for this one-time winner in her LPGA career. Now this putt for par. So Iverson at 2 under and 4 off the lead of Annika Sorenstam. I mentioned the one victory in her second year, the Friendlies Classic, best major championship finish last year at the McDonald's LPGA. Tie for 6th. As we will go out to the 12th hole here at Mission Hills, 385-yard par 4, and this is the best round of the day going on with Kerr and Koch 5 under on her round. Birdies at 2, 4, 8, 9, and 11.
Uphill par 4, just a slight little turn to the left in the driving area.
Rounds of 73, 73, and 71 for the Swede.
Hole location in the back left really calls for a player to choose enough club to carry the bunker in case they take a line to the hole location, or the shot that turns from right to left.
Annika Sorenstam, Lisa Neumann, and Kari Webb all shared the lead heading into the final round of this Kraft Nabisco Championship at 4 under. as 11 players, as a matter of fact, within 4 shots of the lead when the day began. And we welcome you out here to Rancho Mirage, California, Mission Hills Country Club, along with Judy Rankin. I'm Roger Twibell. Final round of the first major in 2002. And Judy, I think it's, you know, the players that everybody wants to see, the rivalry between Annika Sorenstam and Kari Webb. Let us not forget Lisa Neumann, who has played some spectacular golf. But let's talk about those two ladies. Annika really made a point this year that the major championships were on her mind and something she needed to accomplish.
She did. Kari is just a little bit ahead of her in that major championship tally, but these two players got to the final pairing in a little bit different way this week. Kari did not play particularly well in the first round when the wind was really up and the golf course was very difficult around a 75, but she rebounded from that yesterday with the lowest round of the tournament, 67. Annika has been very consistent right on. They have both ended up in the final group right where they wanted to be, and alongside is Lisa Neumann.
The scoring has gotten progressively easier after very, very windy conditions on Thursday, and just a beautiful day here today. You mentioned Lisa Neumann. She's got one major championship to her credit back in 1988. She hasn't had a win since '98. She really held her round together nicely yesterday.
Yeah, I tell you, she had a long string of years where she was just a consistent, excellent player. But the last couple of years have been tough for Lisa Neumann. The fact that she started so well in this tournament and then that she has held it together as we watch Lori Kane is much to her credit, and this is a very big day for her.
And for Lori, that was her second out at the 10th, and see that back left hole location there, so that's going to be a very difficult bunker shot for Lori Kane. As we'll move to the 9th and the second for our leader, Annika Sorenstam.
Roger, that's a 4-wood, just trying to keep it in the fairway and go down that left side, get it down in the flat, and that should be perfect.
So Sorenstam second at the par 5 9th. Golf course in just beautiful shape. Annika was telling me this morning that the greens have gotten a little bit faster every day. As Lisa Neumann now.
Well, Roger, she had trouble with the driver yesterday. Certainly has corrected that. 6 fairways today on the front side. Might be over the nerves. Starting to hit a lot of quality shots, and this is right down the center.
Well, it's interesting, Bill. You mentioned 6 fairways today. She only hit 22 in the first 3 rounds.
She has struggled with the driver the last couple of years. She said she would go to the practice tee last night and try to work it out, and I can report I did spot her on the practice tee.
Out at 10, second for Christy Kerr. Alice Ritzman is out there.
And just an 8-iron for Christy, 146 to the hole.
1 under on her round today, had it to 4 under, but a bogey at 7 dropped her back to 3 under for the championship. 3 off the lead, and look at this shot. What a beauty by the 24-year-old from Miami. At the 12th, Koch, long putt for birdie.
Tough putt to roll just the right distance. It's not up over a shelf, but about midway. The hill is a little bit steeper.
Got her first win, Judy, last year at the Corning Classic. And earlier, Rosie Jones, Mary Bryan's out there.
Rosie knocked it up here about 15 feet from 83 yards, coming off a birdie at number 8, and she has that jump in her step, walking up there. Putting stroke looks good.
Just to get within 1 of the lead. So Rosie Jones has moved it to 5 under, and along with Lisa Neumann, 1 back of our leader, Annika Sorenstam. So a crowd at the top of the leaderboard as Annika Sorenstam trying to defend here. Rosie Jones, Lisa Neumann 1 back. Kerr and Koch with an outstanding round going at 5 under today. Kari Webb, who has won 5 of the last 9 majors, finds herself 3 back of her arch rival Annika Sorenstam in the final round of the Kraft Nabisco Championship. Third out at the par 5 9th for our leader.
Roger, that from 86 yards, just a perfect yardage for her.
And this a few moments ago, Kari Webb.
little bit of guesswork here, Roger. She had to play for a little bit of a flyer. Grass between the club face and ball.
And well left of the hole location there at the par 5 ninth, playing 508 yards as we move to Lisa Lott Neumann.
Lisa Lott with just 66 yards to the flag. And Judy, I think this is kind of a dangerous yardage. You know, it's kind of that unsettling yardage to where you're kind of in between and you have to use a little finesse. And if your nerves aren't really good, you can leave this one short.
Yeah, we see the handle of the club, Billy, and can tell that she has gripped down on this sand wedge. It's not a full shot.
Oh, she clipped it nicely, though. Might be a little long, but boy, that was well executed.
We'll move on to 10. Christy Kerr, this putt for birdie, this to get to 4 under and within 2 of the lead. Just misses on the left side. Christy has really putted beautifully this week. 86 putts in the first 3 rounds as we move to the 11th, the 492-yard par 5, and the young lady from Guadalajara, Mexico, Lorena Ochoa, her 3rd at the par 5.
Third shot with a wedge at the par 5. Take a look at her with this wedge. Really a nice swing, gets the club on a nice plane going back. But the interesting thing to watch about this swing is a little quirky move with her head. Watch as she starts the club down. It's almost as though as a young child learning to play, she was trying to keep her head behind the ball, and she learned to kind of throw her head behind as the club started down. But she does it exactly the same way every time, and that's very effective.
Like Annika Sorenstam, who brings her head up, Lorena turns her head back the other way.
That's true.
Yeah.
Annika supposedly came from, she told me some years ago that she was trying to get to her left side a little earlier, and she learned to release her head to do that.
Rosie Jones, back-to-back birdies at 8 and 9, now out at 10th, looking at her 2nd shot.
Hit a good tee shot, Roger. Hit it down the left side. What you want to do with the hole locations on the back right part of the screen, and I'll tell you, it's way back there. The green is 44 paces deep, and the hole location is 40 back.
Rosie 1 off the lead, looking for that elusive first major championship after 12 career victories. Picked up 2 wins last year.
This is a 5-iron. She just wants to land at about 150, 155, and it'll jump back to the hole. The greens are very, very hard in receiving the ball. And Rosie doesn't put as much spin on it as other players.
The back half of this green especially firm.
Get above the rise.
Just releases to the back and jumps into that primary cut of rough.
And that ball came out a little low.
So
It
we
was
go
hard to
back
hold
to
it.
the par 5 ninth, long birdie putt for Kari Webb. It was really the par 5s yesterday that got her back in this tournament. She birdied 3 of the 4 par 5s after not making a birdie on the par 5s on Thursday and Friday, and a real good solid effort right there by Kari. Kari Webb, winner of 5 of the last 9 major championships, and I'll tell you, between Webb and Sorenstam, it's been a major deal for those 2 players the last few years. As we look back at the 10th, from the green back to the fairway.
Becky Iverson, just from the first cut of rough, just the ball setting up very nice. 153 yards to the hole. Great angle into the pin, and this is an 8-iron.
Little almost dip in the green right there just behind her ball.
Well, Bill Kratzert following Kari Webb, Annika Sorenstam, Lisa Lott Neumann, Mary Bryan, with that group of Becky Iverson, Rosie Jones, and Dorothy Dellison, and then Alice Ritzman with Christy Kerr, and Vicky Getz Ackerman, and Lori Kane as we go to the lady in the red shoes. I asked her this morning about those red shoes. She goes, well, you know, I want to do something today, maybe put on some red shoes. That hot looking color, I want to shoot a low round, and maybe this will be the start of some kind of tradition for Annika Sorenstam.
Raj, I think Kansas needed a couple of clicks last night from these red shoes.
Billy, you're absolutely right. So the birdie attempt comes up short.
Well, I'm assuming that she has worn these shoes a couple of times to break them in to get them ready, because they look pretty brand new, but you don't bring out a brand new pair of shoes in the final round of a major championship when how you play on this day is all important.
Judy, you're not going to believe it. I asked her this morning. She's never worn them. I said, have you worn them at all? She said, I've worn them from the car to the driving range. I said, well, I hope you have some Band-Aids in the bag.
Well, she's still smiling, and she certainly is playing well, so maybe they're just right.
It's hard to believe, isn't it?
Now, Lisa Neumann has this putt for birdie to get a share. Winner of the Women's Open back in 1988. 12 times a winner on the LPGA Tour. You take a look at the careers. Of course, Lisa out on tour here, 6 years longer.
Just takes a little small turn from the right.
Lisa Neumann, the birdie at 9, and she moves to 6 under and shares the lead in the final round of the Kraft Nabisco Championship. On to 11, Lorena Ochoa, this for birdie.
Get in the hole.
Oh my goodness, just catches the left edge.
She is so much fun to watch. The best player in college golf,
no
certainly
question.
this year and last year.
Has won 6 consecutive college tournaments this year, and you got to wonder for the college players sitting at home watching this. A 5th place finish last week. She's contending for this first major of the year. Speed looks good. Just
should have had it. 4 birdies through the first 8 holes today. Off to a great start. A couple of little slips in there, but you know, Lorena Ochoa is still in the golf tournament.
invited here to play at the Kraft Nabisco Championship this year.
10 sponsors exemptions, 5 amateurs helped to make up those 10.
As we go to the 10th and the 3rd for Rosie Jones. This just a moment ago.
Tough little lie, just taking the putter and popping down on it. Perfect choice of clubs, Judy.
Becky Iverson is for birdie.
And this is a brand new putter. She was trying to bend her other putter last week and broke the neck on it. So this is a brand new milled putter. Loves it. She said she's putted great with it. See the left hand low. Weight sort of back on her heels.
So that'll come up short for Iverson. Becky 4 off the lead of Neumann and Sorenstam here in the final round and the leaderboard today. And you see Koch has got the round of the day going. She is 2 off the lead. Out at 10, our co-leader, Lisa Neumann.
Roger yesterday drove it way right. It's a fairway bunker that the players try to keep short of.
Well,
this is a much improved Lisa Neumann today with the off the tee, Roger.
It really is, Billy. You know, last year 136th on tour in driving accuracy, as we mentioned earlier, only 22 fairways in the first 3 rounds, and that's now our 7th.
Well, and not in the top 100 this year, albeit the season is young.
Clubhouse back there at Mission Hills Country Club as the final group has moved to the 10th tee. Backside, Judy has played the more difficult of the 2 9s here this week at Mission Hills Country Club.
It has, and certainly for a lot of the leaders, Annika Sorenstam, -5 on the front side, just -1 on the back.
And Judy off the tee, just a little left to right wind, moving this ball just towards the right side of the fairway.
And a moment ago on the green at 10, Rosie Jones This for par. Remember, her second shot ran to the back. Caught up in the fringe, but a nice recovery there by Rosie as she makes her par. As we move back to the tee at 10. And Kari Webb.
Well, Raj, you know, I know she's got 9 holes to go, but I certainly think that she's going to have to try to get something, try to force something to happen quickly on this backside. She's got this par 5 and this par 4 and a par 5 she can reach, but she needs to kick it in gear. That's a good shot there.
Yeah, beautiful drive. Straight and long for Kari Webb. Since '96, Kari's had 16 top 10 major championship finishes along with 5 wins. As we go to Christy Kerr, a young lady looking for her first ever LPGA victory, and twice here at the Kraft Nabisco Championship. Helen Alfredson and Nancy Bowen picked up their first ever wins by winning a major.
And that was her 60-degree wedge.
Christy Kerr at 3 under and 3 off the lead.
Well, watch Christy play this little wedge shot. Ball just pat behind the center of her stance, swings the club up. Almost a nice full swing. Good position at the top. Stays in the shot. Didn't quite get to her left side. It looked to me like she almost hung back a little bit. Didn't quite get through it as well as she would like, but good shot, good result, and another birdie opportunity.
Christy Kerr has had a career where she's made some steady progress. Good tournament over in Phoenix a couple weeks ago. Has given herself a couple of opportunities as we move now to Karen Koch at 13. It's her 3rd at the par 4.
Pretty good shot from the rough behind this green. It's very fast going back down the hill.
13 starts the stretch of difficult holes here at Mission Hills Country Club in Rancho Mirage, California. Final round of the Kraft Nabisco Championship, and Neumann, Sorenstam share the lead at 6 under. Welcome back, Lisa Lott Neumann out at 10.
Kick it off that hill. Come on.
Hung that 7-iron from 167 yards. I think that was a lot to try to force that 7-iron to get it all the way back to the hole.
So Neumann with a difficult bunker shot. As Annika Sorenstam gets set for her second.
And Roger just a yard closer. A little bit better angle from that right-hand side. Also going with the 7-iron. You know, if she can maybe flight it just a little bit lower with the firmness of the green, just kind of ease it back there, let it release back. Boy, she has hit this right on the nose.
Yes, she did. What a golf shot.
Beautiful shot.
Karen Koch for par. Hey, good save right there. So she remains at 4 under and just 2 back. This is a Swedish contingent atop the leaderboard with Sorenstam and Neumann sharing the lead. Koch 2 shots back. As we look at Lorena Ochoa, this out at the 12th, her second. Yeah, the right idea. Just
not quite enough club. If you take it over the bunker right at the flagstick where it's not going to release, you need to carry it all the way into the hill.
Lori Kane at the 11th. This for birdie, just to get to 4 under and within 2. Lori looking for that first major championship victory. We go back to 10 and Kari Webb.
156, Roger. Trying to fly this 8-iron on that shelf back there.
Sit.
At the beginning of the year down in Australia, Annika and Kari battled at the Australian Masters, and Annika made up a 3-shot deficit, got into a playoff, won on the 4th playoff hole as Kari was trying to go for her 5th Australian Masters title in a row. And they're the winners of the Grand Slam. Kari, the youngest to do it.
By virtue of last summer, Kari Webb will defend the U.S. Open title and the LPGA Championship this summer.
Mickey Wright had a great run, Judy, back in '61-62 with major championships.
Mickey Wright was the best player most of us ever saw.
Now at the 11th, Christy Kerr, this for birdie to get within 2. I'll tell you, earned a lot of edges so far today. 1 under on her round, 3 under for the championship. Move to 14, par 3 here at Mission Hills Country Club, and Kerr and Koch on the tee playing 131 yards today, Judy.
Testy little hole location. Hole near the right side of the green, the whole right side of the green bordered by water.
Making her 6th appearance in this Kraft Nabisco Championship. Best finish ever was last year when she tied for 15th. That's a pretty sporty hole location right there as we move to 18, and Julie Inkster. Her 3rd shot at the par 5. As Julie going along nicely, 4 under on this final round. And of course, Julie Inkster, a lady who's won this championship. Right now, though, Lisa Neumann, Annika Sorenstam share the lead at 6 under. Welcome back. Out at the 11th, Rosie Jones with her 3rd at the par 5.
Sand wedge from 72, caught it a little heavy. It's got to jump. Well, she has birdied this hole 2 out of the 3 days, and she's going to have some work left here for her birdie even par.
11, one of the easiest holes in the course, and just a moment ago this was Lisa Neumann at 10.
Boy, long, tough bunker shot. That is beautifully played.
And this for her par now live.
Job,
Lisa Neumann, great save there to remain at 6 under and a share of the lead. And this was earlier. 3rd shot for Kari Webb. Great touch over there with that fairway metal. So Annika Sorenstam, this little short birdie putt to move to 7 under and a 1-shot lead here, the final round of the Kraft Nabisco Championship.
She ascribes to Dave Stockman's method of no practice stroke, just put the putter behind the ball.
Her shoes are looking better all the time. Annika leads it by 1 here in the final round over Lisa Neumann as we go to 12 and the birdie putt for Lorena Ochoa.
Slowish putt up the hill.
Lorena will head back to the college ranks next week and play in the Ping ASU Invitational. And if she wins, she would break Brandy Burton's single season record for victories in a season, which was set back in 1990. She's won 6 college events in a row so far. As we take a look at the leaderboard, we should mention that a young lady who was really making a nice move on Friday, Raquel Carriedo, was DQ'd.
She was sitting in very good shape in this tournament after 2 rounds at +1, and she was disqualified because on the 10th hole, her scorecard recorded a 4 when she actually made a 5. So remember out there, it's the numbers on the particular hole that matter when you're keeping your score, not a total.
So Rosie Jones right there at the 11th. This has been the 2nd easiest hole all week, and she's making it difficult.
Roger, she is. She's a good 5 feet past the hole right now, so a tough little putt coming back for par.
Check out the scores alphabetically at the bottom of your screen. Amy Alcott got off to a nice start at the beginning of the week in those windy conditions on Thursday.
Amy Alcott and Patty Sheehan actually played this final round together today, and neither had been in competition since something around last September. Patty Sheehan with an opening 73 and Amy with an opening 72. They were very pleased, and they've had a good tournament.
The 14th, the par 3. Kerr and Koch. This for birdie, and this to get within 2 of the lead of Sorenstam.
Always a good putter. This putt should just drop off to the right if it loses speed. Pretty
good looking stroke right there. As we go to 11. This par 5, 492 yards.
Just enough breeze that if you cut the ball, it's going to help you. Annika's pulled this, though.
Get past it.
You can hear Terry McNamara trying to get it to go past those trees on the left. I couldn't see it, Raj.
It could have stopped right behind a tree, Billy, but you know, the bad thing, you want to say, well, it's a par 5, good place to miss a fairway. No, it is not, because Annika Sorenstam's long enough to reach the screen in 2.
Lisa Neumann.
Well, she's driven the ball quite well today, Roger, and I don't know if she's got enough punch to get to this par 5 in 2, but you know, certainly a good drive, sets up everything. Well, that was a splendid up and in out of that bunker.
Well, she's played the par 5s awfully well this week. 6 under on the par 5s here at Mission Hills Country Club in this first major of the year.
Yeah, she got ahead of this and hung it way right.
Oh, goodness. Way up in the trees over there.
In fact, it kicked back a good 15 yards after hitting the tree.
Heavy, thick trees all the way down the right side of the 11th.
At 18, Julie Inkster. This for birdie in a round of 5 under 67. So Julie, who won here in 1989, tapped that in for a par. Good final round. 4 under 68. Annika Sorenstam by 1 over Lisa Neumann in the final round of the Kraft Nabisco Championship. Koch, this at 14, her putt for par. Oh, goodness. So the 3 putt there for Koch. That'll drop her back to 3 under and 4 under on a round a day, and now at 11. Par putt just a moment ago for Rosie Jones, and a good save right there. She remains at 5 under and 2 back as Rosie is now moved to the 12th, par 4, 385 yards.
This tee shot sets up perfectly for Rosie. She likes to work it from right to left. She'll take it to the bunker on the right-hand side, draw it back, and just the way she wanted to do it. Right in the center.
Sorenstam by 1, and right now we'll get a closer look at the 12th hole with Alice Ritzman.
Players must favor the right side of the fairway on the 385-yard par 4 12th hole. Too far right, though, and they're in the fairway bunker. Too far left, and they're blocked out by trees. The second shot will be a mid-iron to a back left hole location, so we'll probably see a lot of putts from short and right of the pin.
As we take a look at the green at the 12th here at Mission Hills Country Club, this par 72 plays to over 6,500 yards, one of the longest course the LPGA Tour will play, as Vicky Getz Ackerman has this long putt for birdie.
Great round of 68 yesterday. Got Vicky Getz Ackerman right in the thick of things.
She just came off a birdie at the 11th, and so even on this final round, 1 under for the championship as we go back to situation, Bill, with Lisa Neumann.
Well, Roger, to keep the ball in the fairway, she's going to have to carve it from right behind the tree, and you can see she's right up on that tree right there, trying to get a good visual as to what she wants to do with it.
Pull back to the green at this par 5, and Annika Sorenstam with some problems there too. So our 2 leaders, errant tee shots at this second easiest hole on the golf course, the 492-yard par 5 11th.
Well, Roger, and actually Lisa has a good enough lie that she might be able to get enough club on it, not too much grass between the club face and ball, that she might be able to move it a little left to right. She has the much better lie of the 2. She does have the benefit of the wind moving it from left to right just a little bit, but I doubt if she can get much closer than 140, 145 yards to the flagstick from here. Clip the tree, but that's not bad if it stays in the first cut of rough. And it did.
Annika Sorenstam. Rounds of 70, 71, and 71.
And not much good about this lie right here, Roger. 2 trees in front of her. You can see where she's going to pretty much kick a field goal right through those. Just try to get it back in play and get the third on and try to not make more than 5 on this hole. Just a little damage control. Very nice. That was just a horrible lie.
It is tough from the very thick rough to hit a ball that tries to work its way back to the right. It always wants to grab the club face, turn it over, and make a shot go low and left. So very good play for Annika.
The green at 12, Christy Kerr.
She hit a great 6-iron in here, right over the hole. This is a short putt, but very, very difficult.
So Kerr trying to make birdie here to get to 4 under. The 2 leaders having a little more work than they'd care to have at the par 5 11. Just 24 years of age, came right out of high school and joined the LPGA Tour. Best finish at the U.S. Women's Open and First Star Classic in 2000. And saw her tie for 3rd, give herself a chance in Phoenix, Judy, a couple weeks ago.
She struggled a little bit in the last round, but finished the last round with a birdie, which got her in that tied for 3rd position and helped to build a little confidence for a day like today.
But she got a pretty good look. I was going to say, Lori Kane gave her a pretty good look from the other side of the hole.
So Christy Kerr moves to 4 under, and a very happy Easter to everyone. My kids are out hunting those Easter eggs early this morning.
Maybe I can quickly say happy birthday to my granddaughter who is 1 on this Easter Sunday.
Absolutely.
Kendall Ann Rankin.
And a nice roll right there.
Akiko Fukushima, who owns at least the best 9 holes of this championship, 31 on this back 9 yesterday.
Yeah, went out and played the back 9 here first, and
tough to get the ball to land just in the right spot here. If you try to take 1 jump up from short of the green, the ball will stay. When the ball lands on the putting surface, it's very firm.
right in that greenside bunker as we go to 12 and Rosie Jones.
173 yards. At her 9 medal, loves her 9-wood, her favorite club, she says, and nothing like having your favorite club in your hand. And I know she was trying to turn that right to left, but she's left herself about a 35, maybe 40-footer for birdie.
Rosie Jones at 5 under, 2 behind Sorenstam.
And coming from the fairway, she's got a few options.
And a little bit of an uphill lie, just right of the flag.
Terrific shot. Terrific golf shot. Sorenstam, who first came out full-time on the LPGA Tour in '94 in major championships, 14 top 10s, 3 victories. And the way she started with a couple of U.S. Open wins, you thought that she would just make these major championships a habit.
Her
Judy?
first Open win was at the Broadmoor in '95. She backed it up with an Open win the following year at Pine Needles in Southern Pines, North Carolina.
And want to remind you that later today, we'd like you to switch over to your local ABC station because we'll be moving to ABC Sports at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific time as we continue our coverage here of the first major of the year, the Kraft Nabisco Championship. 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on ABC Sports. Back out to the par 5 and Curry Webb.
Shots around the green don't get much tougher than this. Ball below her feet just a little bit, but drew a pretty good lie. But I mean, she has just no room with which to work with. Flag stick located just 4 paces from that left edge, and actually I think she'd do very well to get this ball within 20 feet. Unless unless you run the risk of just trying to hit this high flop shot, which certainly looks as though she's going to try it.
Well, a little urgency now for Kari Webb because she can start to see that she might run out of holes. Blade laid wide open. Well, Billy, you called it perfectly. She hit it as well as she could, and it's just outside of 20 feet.
I mean, she just left herself with nothing.
26 career victories for Kari Webb. Finished strong at the end of last year at the Tour Championship down at Trump International with an impressive win there. As we go to Lorena Ochoa, this for par at 13. Good save there after making a bogey at 12. So Lorena 2 under for the championship, 1 under on a round today. And this is Lita Lindley at 13, third shot at the par 4, 403 yards. It's been the 4th most difficult hole. How about that?
Cut it from just a couple of inches in the rough.
Back to 11, and the 4th shot for Lisa Lott Neumann.
Really a tough bunker shot. Again, you just kind of have to take your medicine and hope that you make an 8 or a 9 footer to save par when you put yourself there.
Neumann really struggled on the front side yesterday, was able to turn her around completely around after being the sole leader after 18 and 36 holes, sharing the lead going into this final round. Her best finish here in 98, a tie for 5th. And we'll have that putt to save par to remain at 6 under. But pars are usually not quite good enough against Annika Sorenstam. So what she's done on the 3 pars, the 4 par, and the par 5s. As we go to 12, long birdie putt for Becky Iverson, who's 1 over on this final round, 2 under for the championship.
That was from 40 feet, and that's going to give Rosie Jones a great look at what her putt is going to do. And looks like it should go strong right to left, but it doesn't. It hangs out to the right, and Rosie took a good look at that putt.
Back to the 11th. Kari Webb. This for birdie. Effort there. Kari in the last 3 years, such a great run, 16 victories. And in the major championships in the last 3 years, 5 wins, 10 top 10 finishes.
She's learned how to prepare for particular golf courses. She's learned how to have her game peak when it comes the right week for a major championship, for a big event, and she has proven over time that she can really play the most difficult golf courses well.
Looked yesterday about the 14th hole. Judy, you could just see in her step that her confidence was building, but today hasn't been there for Kari Webb. She's 1 over on a round. As we go to Rosie Jones now, out of 12.
And this to move to 6 under par for the tournament, 3 under for the day. Just about 35 feet. We'll work a little right to left and then straighten out.
A lot of pressure on herself here, Judy.
Well, I'll tell you, she did not have a great day with the putter yesterday, but she is a very confident putter, and I don't think one bad putt, one bad day where the putter moves not quite so well will get to Rosie. She believes in her ability to put it in the hole.
She's got something left for her par, and she's been able to make a couple pretty good par putts already on this backside. As we move to Annika Sorenstam, this at 11, this for birdie, this to get to 8 under.
Be a nice way to start this backside, Roger. Birdie, birdie.
And Annika settles for par there and remains 7 under. 3 under on this final round. A very, very important putt here for Lisa Neumann. This to save par and remain within 1 of the lead. Solid round of golf so far for Lisa Lott. Birdie at 3, another at 9.
Roger, she made a nice save out of the bunker on number 10.
Sure did.
Boy, if she can do it here. You know, even though you've missed the greens, I still think it kind of gives you a little bit of confidence knowing that you can go at the flags and not make more than par.
Right all the way. So first bogey of this final round for Lisa Neumann. Only made 1 bogey in the first 36 holes. She drops back to 5 and 2 off the lead, and Rosie Jones trying to save par to stay within 2. Yeah. How about that, Judy? 3 in a row.
Roger, that's 3 holes in a row. She's made a putt like that for par, and she walked away from that one, was unsettled, went back and just knocked it right in, so her nerves are good.
Annika Sorenstam, 2-shot advantage over Rosie Jones and Lisa Neumann in the final round of the Kraft Nabisco Championship. Final round coverage of the first major in 2002, the Kraft Nabisco Championship from the Mission Hills Country Club, Rancho Mirage, California, on a hot Easter Sunday afternoon, along with Judy Rankin. I'm Roger Twyville, Bill Kratzer, Mary Bryan, Alice Ritzman out on the golf course. Glad you can be with us here on ESPN2 for our final round coverage, where the defending champion Annika Sorenstam 3 under on her round today and a 2-shot lead.
Back into the wind.
Beautiful.
This is a driver, and I mean, this is absolutely slaughtered. Right up the left side, working back a little bit. Oh, this is great.
Well, Judy, take a look at that leaderboard right now. Young Christy Kerr 3 back, Neumann and Jones 2 off the pace. Fukushima, Kerr and Koch, Lori Kane all at 3 under. And let's go out to Mary Bryan. Look at the 13th.
13 is a par 4 that measures 403 yards. It's been one of the toughest par 4s all week. The key to this hole is the tee shot. You want to keep it down the left-hand side and on the upper plateau. From there, you have a straight shot into the green. Today, the hole location is 36 paces back on a green that's 41 deep. I don't think we'll see a lot of birdies here, so par will be a good score.
On the tee, Rosie Jones, 403-yard par 4.
Little breeze in the player's face. Working that just a little right to left. It's down the center. She'd like a little more left than that, though, I think.
We'll go to 15, 387-yard par 4. Karin Koch now has this for par. Karin coming off a bogey at 14 where she 3-putted, and now is going to make another bogey here. So Karin began the day at +1, back-to-back bogeys, now at 2 under for the championship. 3 under on her round today is a long birdie putt, excuse me, for par, Lori Kane.
Got into a little bit of trouble here.
What happened, Alice?
Drove it right on that downslope. Had the ball several inches below her feet, and just couldn't stay with the shot. Hit it in the front right bunker, and that's a 30-yard bunker shot.
A moment ago at the 12th, Lisa Neumann.
Well, yesterday drove it in the left-hand rough. Not today, though. This is right down the center.
Judy, that short swing working very well off the tee today.
Yeah, when she gets her rhythm going, she's really an excellent driver, and that was part of her success in her good run of years.
Sari Pak at 14. This for birdie. And Sari Pak, winner of the Women's British Open last year at Sunningdale, with a putt that gets her into red numbers. And hey, baseball season is here. Sunday Night Baseball, opening night presented by the Home Depot, and it'll be the Cleveland Indians and Jim Thome taking on the Anaheim Angels. That's tonight at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time on ESPN2. Major League Baseball, that time again. Indians and Angels. From the green back down the fairway, 385-yard par 4. And Kari Webb.
And Roger, Kari left with 162 yards to the flag. Just enough breeze that, you know, she's going to have to go ahead and hit this 5-iron. It's a little bit uphill. If she can just kind of turn it down just a little right to left, she ought to be able to get it back to this flagstick. Good shot right here.
Right at the flagstick. Billy, the one bogey today for Kari at the 5th hole. The rest pars. Has given herself any really good chances she hasn't taken advantage of?
Well, you know, as good an iron player as she is, she really hasn't hit any all that close today. I mean, it's kind of like a boxing match, just kind of trying to find your way around, and just hasn't been as sharp with the irons. And you mentioned earlier that she's come up short a lot, and that's one of the few shots she hasn't come short on. Now at least a lot Neumann. Just 157 yards left. Really long with the irons, as I said earlier, going with a 6-iron. Perfect hole location for her. Likes to work the ball right to left. Good looking swing. Needs to filter a little to the right.
Getting better all the time.
Sure is.
She did some serious working out this winter. A lot of hard work on her back and her stomach muscles. As everyone now refers to it, the core of your body. And she has really gained some distance.
Annika Sorenstam.
Boy, what a drive this was. Just 128 yards to the flagstick. Compute somewhere around 265 into the wind, but going with that pitching wedge again. We know that she hit a couple of really long pitching wedges yesterday, but worst case, you know, she's going to keep it underneath the hole.
Three opportunities.
Out at 13, Rosie Jones, 2 off the lead of Sorenstam.
Tough shot too, Roger. The ball is well below her feet. I'd say probably 8 inches below her feet. That's why you want to stay on the left side of this fairway.
We'll go up to the green. This just a moment ago. Christy Kerr, this long putt for birdie. So Christy will have that coming back for her par.
She is the only player on that first page of the leaderboard without a win.
And the par putt, so Christy Kerr remains 2 under on her round today, 4 under for the championship, 3 off the lead of Annika Sorenstam. As we go to Karin Koch at 16, 390-yard par 4. It's been the second most difficult hole this week.
Oh, good shot there. Since 1998, every year has been better on the tour for Karin Koch. $421,000 last year in a win, her best year.
And a good showing here in the first major of the year, the Kraft Nabisco Championship, where Sorenstam has a 2-shot lead. Welcome back. Final round of the Kraft Nabisco Championship. And just a moment ago, our leader, Annika Sorenstam, for birdie out at the 12th hole. And just hurts the edge. That would have given her a 3-shot advantage. One of the players 2 behind. Rosie Jones, her second out of 13.
That from 190, this with the 7 medal. And what a good shot from that side hill lie.
Yeah, on the hillside, the ball well below her feet. A lot of movement going on in the driving area at 13. Tough to get a flat lie.
So we'll go back to 12, and Kari Webb looking for her first birdie of the day. Terrific round of 5 under 67 yesterday, the low round of the championship.
And I would certainly think that she wouldn't have any trouble getting this ball to the hole.
Shot 33 on the back nine yesterday.
There's a little bit of slope there, but the influence of the valley, the influence of what golfers in this area like to call Indio really makes a difference there.
Karin Koch has a birdie opportunity at 16 after back-to-back bogeys. And there you go. So Karin Koch back to 3 under for the championship, 4 under on her round today.
Made her first appearance for the Europeans on the Solheim Cup team in their winning effort in 2000.
As we move back to the 12th, Lisa Neumann. After a bogey at the par 5 11th, trying to redeem herself with a birdie here to get within 1 of the lead of Sorenstam. Lisa Neumann to within 1 of the lead. So Neumann to Rosie Jones, long birdie putt at 13.
35 feet up over that ridge right there. It's going to pick up speed as it catches the hole.
Oh,
yes,
goodness.
6 under for Rosie.
3-point land.
1 putt at 11, made a great second putt at 12, and just made a home run.
And actually, Judy, in stats, it's 1 putting every green because her first putt at 12 was from the fringe. So the putter is now getting hot, so watch out for Rosie.
So Rosie Jones with that long range birdie, and she moves to 6 under along with Lisa Neumann, and just 1 off the lead here in the final round of the Kraft Nabisco Championship. Tee shot at 13 for Lisa Neumann.
Another great drive, Roger, right down the center.
Boy, you could see that was a great drive, Billy. That was a nice full swing, great tempo, really swung it to a full finish.
And you can see the confidence just growing with that driver, Judy.
13 begins a stretch of holes where 4 of the 5 most difficult holes remain for these players. 13 has been the 4th most difficult this week. Let me guess, right down the middle?
Maybe just a little left at least a lot, but certainly center would not be wrong, Roger.
Moment ago at 13, birdie putt for Becky Iverson.
Got it, you got it, you got it.
And that gets Becky back to 3 under and even on her final round as we move back to the tee at 13, and Kari Webb.
This hole playing back into the wind. Pretty tough par 4. Just going just a little bit right, needs a straight kick. This fairway kind of slopes from left to right, but looked like it stayed in.
Par 3 14th, birdie putt for Christy Kerr, just to get within 2 of the lead.
It's the putt we saw earlier from Kerr and Koch.
So Christy will have that short one for par. Final round coverage here on ESPN2 of the Kraft Nabisco Championship. Sorenstam by 1. Welcome back. Another absolutely gorgeous day here in Rancho Mirage, California. Our final round coverage of the Kraft Nabisco Championship. Scoring today on the far right-hand side, Kerr and Koch has gone along rather nicely in her round. Akiko Fukushima also playing awfully well in this final round. Annika Sorenstam 3 under today, a 1-shot lead. Annika at 7 under for the championship. Kerr and Koch at 3 under, not 4 under.
Bye.
As
Come on off
Rosie
there.
Jones tee shot at the par 3 14th, and we go to Kari Webb.
And Roger, 184 yards, ball below her feet just a little bit. Right up against that first cut of rough, and boy, is this a good-looking iron shot right here.
Just didn't quite release enough, as we now go to Kerr and Koch at 17. It's par 3, 175 yards. Always been one of the tougher holes here, Judy. Not playing quite as difficult this year.
The green may be receiving balls just a little bit better. Oh, I had to stop for that one.
So Kerr and Koch will now move to 4 under for the championship and 5 under on her round today. So nice bounce back after a couple of bogeys at 14 and 15, birdies at 16 and 17.
By my count, that's her 7th birdie today.
Annika.
Able to get it down in the flat, just 161 yards to the flag stick, going with the 7-iron.
You're right.
Another online iron shot.
I tell you, when she hits the ball well, there isn't any shape to the shot at all. It doesn't move to the right, it doesn't move to the left, it is simply straight.
These greens firm and fast.
Big wind on Thursday that helped to dry him out. A little tiny shower that night, but very warm sunshine ever since.
It'd be a nice luxury to have that straight ball.
Yeah.
Hard to aim it though, Billy.
Well, Lisa, this was just a huge drive. 151 yards to the flag stick. Right side of the fairway. Going with an 8-iron. There's a little bit of a shelf back there that if she flies it on top of that, she runs the risk of this ball going over the green.
Come on, baby. That's gotta be
This
Boy,
two
it
looks
sounded
good.
good.
Boy, this two looks great.
Right at it. What a shot. She's hit some beautiful iron shots last couple of holes. Liselott Neumann, who is 1 shot off the lead of Annika Sorenstam. 2 under this final round. Neumann, our leader after 18 and 36, a co-leader after 54, trying to win the 2nd major of her career. Welcome back. Mission Hills Country Club, Rancho Mirage, California. Final round of the 1st major of 2002. Take a look at the scores alphabetically at the bottom of your screen. Kari Webb has this putt for birdie. Time is running out. She is 4 behind our leader, Annika Sorenstam.
Well, Billy said she had not hit it particularly close today, and actually her game was completely different yesterday. She hit her irons very well and had very few long putts.
Well, it's the First time that these rivals Sorenstam and Webb have played together in the final group of a major championship.
And that's probably hard for a lot of people to believe,
Yeah.
the kind of golf they've played over the last few years, because they have one or the other swept all of the honors.
Out at 14, birdie putt for Rosie Jones. This to get a share at 7 under.
Just a little shorter than the putt she made on the last hole. It should move to the right.
So this woman is a battler, a grinder. She will never give up, and she came back in good style yesterday after struggling in the middle of her round. But they're chasing this lady, Annika Sorenstam. 3 under on a round today, 7 under for the championship, and a 1-shot advantage at the moment. This for birdie. She'll step away for a moment. Bill, the wind any factor at all today for these players?
I would say absolutely not. I mean, there's not enough wind out here to have any significance whatsoever. I mean, I think that's why the scoring is so good today, and why you're seeing the quality golf shots you're seeing out of these players.
Look at this putt right there. So Annika Sorenstam moves to 8 under and a 2-shot advantage. She's had a couple of near misses in the last few holes, but able to convert there. So she moves to 4 under in this final round. And put some pressure now on Liselott Neumann.
Annika's putt rolled absolutely straight. I mean, it could not have been executed more beautifully. This one, if anything, will just die to the left, but if she hits the putt firmly, very nearly a straight putt.
Liselott Neumann moves to 7 under. Birdies at 12 and 13 after a bogey at the par 5 11th, as we move over to Rosie Jones at the par 3 14th. This for par to stay within 2. Beautiful calm conditions on this Sunday here in Rancho Mirage. Little or no breeze, temperature around 90 degrees. As we move to 17, 175-yard par 3, and Akiko Fukushima 4 under on this final round. 3 under for the championship. And a really good golf shot right there. Now the first player to make a hole-in-one on the par 3 17th will take home the reinvented 2002 Toyota Camry. Get the feeling, Toyota. Sorenstam has moved to 8 under, but Liselott Neumann of birdie to move to 7 under. 1 shot back in the final round. Tee shot at 14 for Liselott Neumann.
And Roger, that's a 9-iron. Again, right at the flag.
131 yard par 3. Swing looks really good, Bill.
Well, Roger, she's swinging quite well, but what I see out here is I see a player reacting to what needs to be done. I don't see a player that's worried about her golf swing. I see a player that sees the shot, tries to hit the shot, and she's reacting to what the leader's doing. And that's the Liselott that we saw in 1998 when she won her last tournament.
Well, and that works right into what she says she's been doing with her golf game. She's been less concerned with trying to swing perfect and trying to see and play a golf shot.
Now Annika going with the pitching wedge. I would have to think this is an absolute perfect yardage for her. 131, a little downhill, a little downwind. Has a little bit of a backboard behind the flagstick.
let go of that club, but not a bad result. Annika by 1 over Lisa Lott, by 2 over Rosie Jones. As we'll go to the tee at 15, and Rosie.
Toughest driving hole on the golf course. Very narrow landing area where Rosie will land it.
Perfect.
And with a closer look at the 15th, here's Bill Kratzer.
15 is a straightaway par 4 measuring 387 yards. Players look at a tee shot with a fairway bunker left and trees down that right side that lean towards the fairway. So the critical shot is the drive. They must put the ball in the fairway. If they do, they have a hole location that's only 7 paces on, very accessible today.
All right, Bill, thank you very much. 15 has been the 3rd most difficult hole this week as we look at Christy Kerr right now at 15, and another birdie opportunity there for Christy, who's 4 under for the championship, and it has been the most difficult hole today on the golf course, Judy.
Tough hole location. Even if you hit a pretty good shot in there, making a putt on 15 is always difficult, and in this little spot right here, very difficult.
Just 5 birdies, and just a moment ago at 17, Akiko Fukushima. This putt for birdie, she is 4 under on this final round. Rounds of 73, 76, and 68 yesterday. So Fukushima now 5 under on this final round. She's moved to 4 under for the championship. And a few moments ago at 15, Lori Kane with this for birdie.
Well, you can see how big the swing is about midway in that putt.
And a moment ago, this was Kari Webb on the tee at the par 3 14th. One of those events down in Australia, Judy, earlier this year, has yet to win in the 3 previous LPGA events. This is the 4th event of the year on the LPGA Tour as we look at the 18th here at Mission Hills, 526-yard par 5, and Karen Koch getting set for her 3rd.
Laid the ball up way down the fairway, so this is just a little 3/4 wedge shot. Beautiful shot, and she could make that for the best round of the championship.
Right. For 6 under 66. Well, Annika Sorenstam, the defending champion, and this week showing awfully well here at the 2002 Kraft Nabisco Championship.
Karen travels with young son Oliver, and he is really loved by all the players out here.
Well, coming up next week, we'll be over in the Los Angeles area at the Office Depot Championship hosted by Amy Alcott, where Annika will defend there. Join us at 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on Fridays. Our State Farm LPGA Series continues on ESPN. And we'll go to Rosie Jones out at 15, her 2nd.
That from 140, little downhill lie, that with the 7-iron, and just a wonderful golf shot from that lie. No way to hold it on this green as it's elevated.
Back to the par 3 14th. Our leader, this putt for birdie. Has to get to 9 under. A 2-shot advantage, and we've seen so many putts there, Judy, missed to the right.
It appears to be a straight putt. It is once again that influence of the valley.
Going to Indio, right?
Going to Indio, actually they tell me going to the Salton Sea, which is the lowest point of this area.
So the par there for Sorenstam, the defending champion, trying to win back-to-back Kraft Nabisco championships. The only previous time that's been done was in 78-79 when Sandra Post won back-to-back titles. Lisa Lott.
And maybe just slightly left, so she Should have a pretty good idea as to what this putt's going to do. She saw Annika's putt move right at the end. And Judy, you're right. I took a good look at this putt, and my first read was maybe left side, left lip.
It's for birdie and a share of the lead at 8 under. Once again, we've seen it all day here.
Pretty tough to make yourself stand on the tee, even though it's just 131 yards today, and really challenge this whole location.
The par for Lisa Neumann. She remains at 7 under. This is Lita Lindley at the 17th, the par 3, 175 yards.
She is so good with the lofted metal fairway clubs.
Tracking right in there. Terrific golf shot. Back to 14 and Kari Webb and Judy. Kari has not made a birdie today. 1 bogey. The rest pars on her card. She is 5 back of Annika Sorenstam.
Well, you don't think that making up those 5 strokes in the last 5 holes, 4 holes now, it's going to be in a minute, is probable, but if she could make this one right here, you never know.
When she's had some pretty good chances, the putter has just not been there for her. Has left herself a little something coming back here now. Kari Webb. Tied for 5th last week in Tucson. 42nd over at the Banner Health Ping in Phoenix, where also some very windy conditions that week. And taking a good look at this for par, and folks, will be moving over to ABC Sports at approximately 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific time. So we would appreciate you changing the dial on your television set or the clicker, whatever's easiest. Our final round coverage of the Kraft Nabisco Championship. Par now, Kari Webb. So Webb remains at 3 under and 5 off the lead as we move here to the 18th at Mission Hills. And Karen Koch, this putt for birdie at a round of 6 under 66, which would be the lowest of the championship. Her best major finish was a tie for 5th at the '99 U.S. Open. Currently tied for 4th with Kerr and Fukushima at 4 under. Oh, beautiful.
8 birdies.
8 birdies. Oh, Karen Koch, final round 66, best score so far in the championship as Koch moves to 5 under. What a great finish for Karen Koch. Annika Sorenstam leads it by 1 here in the final round. Welcome back at 15, 387-yard par 4, Lisa Neumann.
And Roger, just like yesterday, going with the fairway metal. And just another good-looking tee shot right up the right side.
Well, she has played this golf course many times through the years, probably as many times at the beginning of this year than she's ever played it. And she She's using that awfully well today, that knowledge and experience. As we go to Rosie Jones now on the green at 15. Look at this roll. Look at this. Just comes up short. Back on the tee at 15, Annika Sorenstam.
Going with the driver. Heading right. Needs a break.
You get blocked by trees on the right, any place from just the right edge of the fairway over into the right rough. So we'll see what Annika comes up with, but I doubt that it's good.
Well, Rosie Jones, we saw that birdie putt just come up short. Koch finishing up with a 66. Good final round also by Akiko Fukushima. Christy Kerr, 4 under. Grace Park at 4 under 68. Heather Bowie finishes 3 under 69. Scoring conditions much better today than the previous 3 days, Judy.
Well, scoring conditions were good yesterday, but I think even better today, and maybe the hole location's not quite as testy as they were yesterday.
Julie Inkster, 2-time winner here, 4 under 68. Vari Mackay, even for the championship, 2 under 70 today. Laurel Keane, 6 under 66. Wow, that's some great playing by Laurel.
Suzanne Petterson from Norway, one of the sponsors exemptions here, plays on the European Tour.
So those 2 66s, the low rounds in the championship so far. As we go to Christy Kerr for birdie at 16.
Was in between an 8-iron and a 9-iron for a second shot. Chose the 9-iron and came up just about 30 feet short.
Look at this by Christy Kerr. So the young lady from Miami moves to 5 under and 3 off the lead of Annika Sorenstam. So Christy Kerr looking for her first ever win, making a great run here in the final round Sunday at the Kraft Nabisco Championship, where she is 3 back of our leader Annika Sorenstam. As we'll move to the tee at 16, 390-yard par 4. Annika Sorenstam began the day at 4 under, a birdie at 5, another at 6, and then a birdie at 10 and 13. No bogeys on the card, 4 birdies, and a 1-shot advantage over Lisa Lott Neumann. Roger Twibell along with Judy Rankin as Neumann gets set to tee off at 16, and Bill Kratzer is out there with that final group.
And Roger once again going with the fairway metal, playing a little downwind. 270 to reach that bunker on the left, but you need to get by that big tree on the right. She's only missed 2 fairways today, and this is right down the heart.
Couldn't find a fairway yesterday, and she has looked like a different player from the tee today.
Shifted it beautifully today. Lisa Lott Neumann. Annika Sorenstam opened up with a 2 under 70, came back with the 71 on Friday, 71 yesterday. Webb, Sorenstam, and Neumann all at 4 under when the day began, sharing the lead in the final round of this first major of 2002.
And Annika going with the 4+. Heading a little left, needs a kick.
And yeah, just stay on the fairway. Lisa Lott Neumann with one major championship back in 1988, a U.S. Open. Her last win was a 98. And Annika Sorenstam, who has, of course, 2 U.S. Open championships. Those are back-to-back, and now trying to win this championship back-to-back.
That's right. She is the defender here. Rosie Jones looking for her first major championship. She has 12 wins to her credit, but hasn't really contended in a bevy of majors. This is a new experience for Rosie.
And Rosie in her 17th appearance here, but best finish at 3rd way back in 1988. So there's the final round scoring, what they've done on the far right-hand side over there. You see Kari Webb at +1. Annika 4 under, Lisa Lott and Rosie Jones both at 3 under. Great playing by Fukushima and Koch.
Akiko Fukushima and Kerr and Koch both birdied the 18th hole for those rounds of 66. Akiko Fukushima tied for second here last year, so really loves the golf course.
Christy Kerr found the greenside bunker with her tee shot at the par 3 17th, trying to save par, and she does. Well done there by Christy. So she remains at 5 under after that birdie at 16. As we move now back to the tee at 17, and Rosie Jones.
And Roger, Rosie has once again her favorite club, the 9 metal. This is the 4th time she's used it on the backside. It's 175 to the hole that's located on the back shelf, and she wants to land this just about 165 and let it jump forward. She's parred this hole twice and birdied it once.
Just short, just left of the hole is a very bankable putt.
And that's going well left, Judy. It's got to get up.
Well, got a bit of a break.
Yeah, what a nice filter down this is, I'll tell you. Great kick. She's about 25 feet for birdie.
As we go out to Kari Webb, her second shot out at 16.
Very clean lie in the first cut of the rough, Roger. 146 yards to the flag. A little down breeze. Going with an 8-iron.
390-yard par 4. Kari Webb, quality iron shot right there, but the putter has just not worked for her today. 1 bogey and all pars as we move to Lorena Ochoa for birdie at 18. And there you go. What a showing by this young lady from the University of Arizona, originally from Guadalajara, Mexico.
Terrific 20-year-old college player. She was a low amateur here last year, and she is once again.
Now to Annika Sorenstam, our leader, out at 16.
Far extreme side, left side of the fairway, 142, going with the 9-iron. Taking it in just a little bit lower, trying to let it skip back up to the hole.
Annika Sorenstam in quest of that 4th major championship, and Lisa Lott Neumann, who has a home here at Mission Hills Country Club, plays a lot of golf here, getting set for her second, and this has been, Bill Kratzer, a really terrific ball striking day for Lisa Lott.
It has, Roger. I mean, yesterday we saw her struggle with the driver, and today she's only missed 2 fairways, and you know, she's hit a lot of quality iron shots, and this is a player that has reacted to what needed to be done. This is not a player that's working on her swing right now. I mean, this has been quite impressive today. 139 yards going with the 9-iron.
3 under on her final round, 1 back of our leader. And solid golf shot there, Judy.
From 94 to 99, she was a contender all the time on this tour, had great years, but the last 2 have been tough years. This is a big week.
Last win for Lisa Lott back in '98. Right now, she trails our leader by 1 in the final round of the Kraft Nabisco Championship. Out at 16, birdie for Lisa Lott Neumann to get a share of the lead. Just slides by.
Boy, she read it perfectly. Just 1 little ounce of speed, and that was in the hole.
During this offseason, she said she played 10 to 12 times here at Mission Hills Country Club, where she's got an honorary membership. Feels like she's got a slight home course advantage over some of the other players. And with any course, Judy, there are always these subtleties, and she's been right on the mark today.
A lot of putts here where the speed has to perfectly complement the line you choose. That was one of those putts.
Annika Sorenstam. This putt for birdie. When the day began, 11 players were within 4 shots of the lead. It was Sorenstam, Neumann, and Webb heading into the final round, and she broke out these brand new red shoes today. She said, I want to go low, so I put some hot shoes on.
Something about the yellow brick road, isn't it?
This is not Kansas, I can tell you that. While we wait, the 17, Rosie Jones.
And back from 17 feet. Oh. I'll tell you, she took a long look at the leaderboard, and she knew what she needed to do.
That putt for birdie there would have pulled her within one. Now back to Annika. Sorenstam will remain at 8 under. And the lead still one here in the final round of the Kraft Nabisco Championship. First major in 2002. Annika Sorenstam defending her title here at the Mission Hills Country Club in Rancho Mirage, California. Welcome back. Just a moment ago out at 16, Kari Webb for birdie. Looking for her first birdie of the day. One of her best opportunities so far, and takes advantage of it. So Kari Webb back to 4 under and even on this final round at the Kraft Nabisco Championship, where her arch rival Annika Sorenstam leads by 1 over Liselott Neumann and by 2 over Rosie Jones. $1.5 million event, $225,000 to the winner, and the scoring has been excellent here today. Grace Park final round 4 under 68. Julie Inkster, a 2-time winner here, also a 4 under 68. As we move to the tee at 17, the par 3, and Kari Webb.
Roger, 175 yards, and right now there is not a breath of wind out here. I mean, it is absolutely perfect conditions. About the only way you can get it close to the hole is maybe hit it just underneath that slope and let it take one good hop and get up on that top level. Kari going with a 6-iron. And Judy, actually, with her ball flight, I would think that it's going to be difficult for her to get it on that top shelf and keep it there.
Well, she really has the ability to spin the ball, but it takes more than just a little spinning of the ball, as firm as the greens have gotten now.
Hung it a little right.
Well, the first player to make a hole-in-one on the par 3 17th will take home the reinvented 2002 Toyota Camry. Get the feeling, Toyota. Liselott Neumann.
Roger also choosing a 6-iron. Liselott likes to work the ball right to left. Really has hit a lot of quality iron shots today. Just a good solid round of golf. Certainly has to do a lot for her confidence.
Has made par here at the 17th the 3 previous days.
Needs a hop.
Got a little bit of a jump, but probably not as big as she would have liked at this 175-yard par 3. Always in the past year has been a very difficult hole. This year not playing quite as tough. As we move to the tee at 18, Rosie Jones.
Just taking it down the right side, bring it back right to left, and that should be perfect.
526-yard par 5. Rosie Jones, 12 career victories, looking for that first major championship. And we go back to the 17th, Annika Sorenstam.
Going with 1 club less, going with the 7-iron. Well, this is a great looking line if it hops up on that shelf.
Oh, yeah.
175 yards back to the hole. That's a nice big 7-iron.
She's taking a good long look at that, making sure it was staying right there and not moving backwards at all. Our leader by 1 in the final round of the Kraft Nabisco Championship, the defender, Annika Sorenstam. At 17, Liselott Neumann for birdie and a share of the lead at the par 3.
Coming up and over that slope, Roger, this is all about pace.
Another solid effort.
1
She's averaging 28 putts per round this season. That is really rolling the golf ball well on the greens.
Lisa Lott taps in for her par. Really struggled yesterday to a 1/73. Made a good comeback late in the round to hold it together to give her an opportunity today. And earlier, this was the second for Kari Webb here at 17.
It's really a nice shot, Roger. Grass leaning against her.
And we'll move to 18. This is the third shot for Christy Kerr.
And just a little grip down, 54-degree wedge. Got a great look from that left side of the fairway.
3 under on a round today, and a really good shot right there. So Christy Kerr with a great birdie opportunity to move to 6 under for the championship.
Her home course is Doral in Miami. She is taught there by Michael Hunt, and they have done a lot of work the last couple of years, and it is paying off.
Some great scoring here in the final round as we move to our leader at 17. This for birdie.
She is a professed leaderboard watcher. She will know exactly what the score is.
Yeah, Judy, she hasn't left herself any really difficult par putts today.
No, she has putted very well today.
So Annika. That for par. Remains at 8 under and a 1-shot advantage over Lisa Lott Neumann. As we move now to Christy Kerr. This her putt for birdie. Of 4 under 68 here. Terrific final round for young Christy Kerr, 24 years of age from Miami. 6 under for the championship. Annika Sorenstam, the defender, leads it by 1. Welcome back. Our final round coverage here of the Kraft Nabisco Championship, the first major of the year, as we move to the tee at 18. Kari Webb, par 5, 526 yards.
And going with the iron off the tee. A little surprising because I really think she can take the water out of play. She's hung this iron shot to the right, but I think with her driver, she takes everything out of play. I think she can hit it over the water.
Kari at 4 under for the championship, even on her round today, as we go to Rosie Jones, her third at 18. Two back of our leader. So Rosie Jones is going to have a birdie putt. She's putted beautifully on the backside. Back to the tee at 18. Lisa Lott Neumann, 1 back of Sorenstam.
And Roger employing the same strategy as yesterday, going with the 7-wood off the tee. Hit a couple of 7-woods, then a nice sand wedge, made 4. Exactly what she needs right now. Well, hung this to the right. Needs a kick.
And it's found the rough.
Well, sitting up, though, we can see the ball. She's avoided the trees in the rough, so advancing the ball down the fairway might not be too tough.
Quiet, please, and stand, please.
And coming up next weekend, I want to remind you at 2 Eastern and Pacific, a Liberty Mutual Legends of Golf. That's coming up next Saturday on ABC Sports. Now, Annika Sorenstam.
And going just the opposite of what she did yesterday. Hit driver yesterday and now going with the iron. But I can't fault her here. She's got the 1-shot lead. It's a 3-shot par 5. Just put the ball in play. This is right down the center.
18th, Rosie Jones, 3 under on this final round, 6 under for the championship.
And Roger, I kind of looked maybe she might make this. They gave her a huge standing ovation when she walked up to the screen. Almost made the one at 17. She birdied this hole on Friday, and she likes to please the crowd. So let's see what happens.
It's a must make for any sort of chance.
Can't get any closer than that, Judy.
Well, terrific effort. Solid playing here by Rosie Jones. Rounds of 72, 69, and 72. The first 3 days. Rosie currently 3 under. I'll have that short one for her par and another round of 3 under 69. Still looking for that first major championship as we go back out to the fairway at 18 and Annika Sorenstam.
And from the left side of the fairway, just wants to take this 7-wood, put it down there where she has 105, 110 yards to the flag. Nice full wedge shot. This is a pull. This is a big time pull. Couldn't tell if it stayed
Bill,
in the
we
fairway.
can see it. Yeah, we can see it.
Okay.
And not in the fairway. It is definitely in the rough, but we can see the ball. Twice the scoring average for Annika Sorenstam in a year under 70, 69.42 last year.
Lisa Neumann.
Drew a good lie in the right rough. Not a problem. Yesterday she hit a great 7-wood from right in amongst those trees on the right-hand side. But nothing in her way right now. Just put the ball in play, put it in fairway so you have a nice chance with your wedge. Okay, now Hot moving a little bit to the right.
And
May have found the bunker.
Did it?
That bunker about 100, 110 yards from the center of the green.
so Lisa Neumann one back, but maybe a problem at the par 5 18th. Final round of the Kraft Nabisco Championship. Welcome back. Kari Webb at 18, her third. Just a moment ago.
And Roger, that was from 141 with the 9-iron.
Oh, terrific shot.
Got Hot just a little too late.
Yeah, just couldn't get it going on the front side. As we go now to Lisa Neumann, who did indeed find that bunker with her second shot, Bill.
And I can't tell you what a tough shot this is. Just 108 yards to the flagstick. A little bit of an uphill lie. Not the greatest of lies, but she's really going to have to pick this cleanly.
She birdied this hole the last 2 days.
Has to guard against the right side of the flagstick here. Keep the ball left of the flagstick.
Pretty good.
All things considered, really good.
So Lisa Lott giving herself a chance. One shot back of this lady, Annika Sorenstam.
And you guys were right. That is a beautiful lie in the left-hand rough. Actually shooting down the full expanse of the green. I mean, she can take this 15 or 20 feet left of the hole and work it down that slope. She's just going to hit a sand wedge and hopefully land it just over the spine of the ridge that bisects this green.
Well done indeed. Annika Sorenstam looking for the 4th major championship of her career, the 33rd victory of her illustrious career. And right now, let's check in with Alice Ritzman. Alice?
And I'm here with Christy Kerr, 8 under par the last 3 rounds. That is pretty strong.
Yeah, I had open club face the last couple weeks, and I saw my teacher Michael Hunt this week. And he came out, flew all the way from Florida, and it took a while to get the club face square. It made my right wrist kind of sore, but I was getting the club face square, and I hit it much better the last couple days, made some putts.
You said you were fighting a little bit of an adrenaline rush today.
Absolutely. I said I never had that much adrenaline go through my body through one round of golf. I just had to take a lot of deep breaths, and I was actually in a position to win. If they didn't play so well, they were shooting a couple under, I would have been right in there.
Well, congratulations, and thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
Back to you, Roger.
All right, Alice, thank you very much. Christy was 2 back when the day began of our 3 leaders as they make their walk past the gallery at 18.
Well, we watch these players who have had a great week make a very nice walk over the bridge to the 18th green. When Lisa Neumann won the 88 Open, Annika Sorenstam was a 17-year-old in Sweden watching her. It was part of her inspiration for coming to professional golf.
Beautiful day here in Rancho Mirage, California. Temperature hovering around 90. Excellent conditions for scoring. And on this Sunday, Rosie Jones with a 3 under 69, and she's with Mary Bryan. Mary?
Well, thank you, Roger. Rosie, it was exciting watching you play today. It seemed to me your 9-wood is maybe your favorite club. You hit some great shots with it.
Yeah, Mary, I love my 9-wood. I tell you what, I've really played well with that in the last couple of years, but this week it was really probably the most important club in my bag, and anywhere from 165 to 180, I'm using it, and it's just really good on a couple of those par 3s and coming through the stretch, getting out of the rough. So.
Well, your thoughts now. You have 12 victories on the LPGA Tour. You're still trying to break through in that first major. You gave it a valiant try this week.
I think this was one of my best tries at getting the major. I played really well. I'm really proud of the way I came out today. I struggled a little bit on the front, but I'd rather struggle a little bit and then come on the back. And I felt like I was doing that, and just couldn't get some of those birdie putts to fall in the last 4 holes.
Well, everybody talks about what a great putter you are. Starting at number 9, you 1-putted every green but 2 as far as the stats are concerned.
Well, I've been a little bit off with my putting, a little bit yesterday and a little bit on the front 9 today, and I didn't feel real comfortable, and I made a little bit of adjustment on my grip, and everything just kind of fell in place.
Well, thanks, Rosie. Great finish here at the Kraft Nabisco.
All right, thanks a lot, Mary.
Back to you, Roger.
All right, Mary, thank you very much. Rosie Jones, her best ever finish here had been a tie for 3rd back in '88. That's where she stands right now, 6 under for the championship, along with Christy Kerr. Annika Sorenstam looking to pick up back-to-back titles here. The only other player ever to do it was Sandra Post back in '78, '79. This for birdie.
It's Toto.
Is it Toto? Yeah, I guess.
Couldn't resist it.
Well, so once again, this is for birdie and the win. Just stay down the right. She will mark that.
She will not mark
No,
that.
she'll go ahead and finish.
And Judy, I like this. I mean, you're trying to win.
Well, it's nice for Annika. It's tough for the other players.
Par putt, final round. 4 under 68 for the defending champion, Annika Sorenstam. Solid round of golf in the final round of the first major of 2002. Not a bogey on her card. 4 birdies, 4 under 68, and now Judy, Lisa Neumann.
Well, one last chance to take this championship into a playoff.
And Judy, about the only way it could have gotten any better or a better chance at this is if this ball would have been on the putting green.
Just 2 or 3 inches off, though, Billy?
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe about 6 inches, but, you know, not enough for it to really affect it. But if you want a really smooth roll, it needed to be on the green.
If there's a playoff, it'll be 18, 10, 18, and repeat until the winner. But Lisa Neumann needs to negotiate this birdie putt in the hole. So there is your winner, Annika Sorenstam, the 4th major of her career, and her husband David Esch, her sister Charlotta.
She successfully defends.
Some words to herself. This off-season, she had a plan. Her plan was to win more major championships in 2002. Had all those victories, but only 3 majors coming into this year. Already a winner once on the LPGA Tour this year at the Takafuji Classic.
Last year was fantastic. She really believes this year can be better.
Kari Webb, disappointing day for her, as this putt though for birdie. A round of 1 under 71. That's been the story for Kari Webb today. Boy, it looked like after that 67 yesterday, she was going to be tough on this final round. Just didn't pan out that way. So for Kari Webb, final round, even par 72.
Terry McNamara.
And so Lisa Neumann, who led after the opening round. Difficult conditions here on Thursday. Judy fired a 3 under 69. Our 36-hole leader had a share of the lead after 54, and this would be for second place. This putt for par. 3 under 69.
You know, it's the end of a 2-year slump for Lisa Neumann, and even though she is not the champion, she played like a champion this week.
Well, a couple of Swedes, as you mentioned a few moments ago. Annika Sorenstam, growing up watching Lisa Neumann winning a U.S. Open title. Annika, the winner, as she defends her title at the 2002 Kraft Nabisco Championship. Well, the tradition, Judy Rankin, continues at 18 here at the Kraft Nabisco Championship.
I believe the little girl is Terry McNamara's daughter, and she gets to share in her dad's success and his employer's success, and what success she's had.
Annika Sorenstam began the day along with Lisa Neumann and Kari Webb at 4 under, sharing the lead in the final round, and Annika goes out and fires a bogey-free round of 4 under 68 to capture the win. And let's go to our winner and Bill Kratzert. Billy.
Thank you, Roger. Not since Sandra Post did it has anyone successfully defended here at the Kraft Nabisco Championship. That is a whale of accomplishment.
Thank you very much. What a week, what a day. It's been incredible. You know, I felt the pressure all week and was really nervous early in the week, but today I probably played as good as I can, and you know, to finish in front of everybody and with Lisa Lott playing so well right there, 2 Swedes, it was a great finish. Lisa
Lott played awfully well, but the red shoes, I'm sure everybody's wondering about the red shoes. Are they going to be kind of a ritual for the last round now?
Well, maybe, but I'm not sure they're waterproof, but I felt good all day in them, and they're very comfortable, and I figured I'm going to distract myself somehow, and so now I can just focus on my golf.
Well, make sure that the scorecard's right, and let's go over to Mary Bryant.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Billy, and I'm with Terry Wilcox, the tournament director for the last 9 years. Terry, it doesn't get any better than this.
No, it doesn't, Mary. I want to thank our sponsor, Kraft Foods. We've had a fabulous week, an exciting finish, and a repeat champion. It couldn't get better than that.
Well, we thank you, and it's been great for ABC Sports, and I send it back to Roger.
Thank you.
All right, Mary, thank you very much. Annika Sorenstam defends her 4th major championship of her illustrious career. Coming up next, World News Tonight. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage here on ABC Sports of the first major of 2002. 468 in the final round by Annika Sorenstam. For Judy Rankin, Mary Bryan, Alice Ritzman, and Bill Kratzert, I'm Roger Twibell. Thanks so much for being with us. ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com. Keyword ABC Sports. There's your winner, the champion, Annika Sorenstam, the 2002 Kraft Nabisco Championship. So long, everybody.